Hi, welcome to Copenhagen. Thanks for dropping in. Hope everybody is doing well. Today I am unboxing Lilac Bouquet in a blue vase from GemsFlow. So for people who don't know about GemsFlow, GemsFlow is a diamond painting app that is very popular. People use it to keep track of their diamond paintings. You can keep track of what you ordered, when you ordered it, who you ordered it from, when it arrived, when you started it, when you completed it, and a few other things. I have actually done a video about GemsFlow and I will stick it up here. But today I want to concentrate on the diamond painting. So the story behind this one is my wife has been doing diamond paintings for her family over in America, and she has done one for one of her brothers, one for her sister. She has just started the second one for her other brother, or I should say the third one, and she decided to order one for her parents. So she decided to use GemsFlow. As I said, GemsFlow, people normally associate it with keeping track of your diamond paintings, but you can also order diamond paintings from them. So this is the GemsFlow app icon, and just tap on that. So if you're on the app, all you do is hit store, and you can see the diamond paintings they have. They are categorized, so we have bestsellers, animals, cars, fantasy, flowers, other, people, religion, and scenery. Now my wife decided she wanted to do flowers, so she just clicked on view all, and she had a look through all of these pictures, and eventually she chose one. As you can see, there are quite a few. So the one that she chose was this one here, and it is called Lilac Bouquet in a blue vase. So all she did was tapped on it and then hit preview. Now this is the really good feature of GemsFlow store. You can actually get a preview of what it will look like in any particular size. So it starts off with the smallest, which is this, and it defaults to round. So here we're seeing a mock-up of that picture, which is 20 by 15, 20 centimeters by 15 centimeters. What we can do is tap round, and then you've got the option, so we'll switch it to square, so you get an idea of the difference. So we'll go with square, and then what she did was she just moved up until she got to a resolution that she thought looked good enough. So this one is 20 by 15, 30 by 25, 35 by 30, 40 by 30, 45 by 35, 50 by 40, 60 by 50, 70 by 60. Now obviously the biggest one will be the clearest, but she didn't really want to go too big, and she just looked through until she got one that she thought looked good enough. So the one that she actually chose was this, 50 by 40. So that is the one that I am going to unbox today. So this is the package that arrived from GemsFlow, and you can see they actually give a picture on the label. So when you receive it, if you're like a lot of diamond painters, you may have a few diamond paintings on the way. Sometimes the boxes turn up and you're not sure what is inside it. So the good thing about GemsFlow is you actually get a picture of what it is, and it also tells you the size. So as I said, my wife decided to go for 50 by 40, and that's pretty much it. So it just comes in the black plastic, and just a standard box. Doesn't feel as solid as some, but as far as I can tell, it isn't bashed or dented, so it has done its job. So now we just need to open it up and have a look, see what we get. So this is the box, pretty standard. I would just say average box, nothing special about it. Diamond painting, again we get a picture in colour, 50 by 40. Fashion DIY diamond paint, some instructions here, basic steps on how to diamond paint. So it does have it in Chinese, but then it has it in English underneath. So if you have never diamond painted, it will give you a basic idea of how to do it. And then we have basically the same instructions again, but a bit bigger, hopefully more readable. And that's it. So we'll have a look and see what's inside the box. But as I said, it's a bit of a little ding here, but it's not too bad. Just check there's nothing extra in the box. So we have the canvas, and as normal, the drills are inside. So take a look and see what we get. Just have a look in, make sure I haven't missed anything, and I'll put the canvas to the side. So we'll go for the goodie bag or the toolkit, whatever you want to call it. This is what you need to actually make the picture. So we have 2 diamond painting pens. We have 2 different sized multi-placers. So we have a 10 and a 4. So the pens, a lot of the times they come just with the pen tip and nothing on the back. You don't always get multi-placers. So normally you place your drills one at a time, but if you have these multi-placers, you can fill these little channels with wax and get your drills lined up in your tray, press it down, move over, press them down. Works well for areas where it's one colour. So if you have a large area of, say, blue, you can use these to fill it in quicker rather than doing one dot at a time. But I have to say, I have never used a multi-placer. I actually enjoy placing the dots one at a time while I listen to music. So the multi-placers just pull out. So you may get kits from some companies, you don't get anything, so it would just look like this. Normally the pens are pink, sometimes they're blue, and then other times they're clear, but they are all basically the same. It's just a straw with a tip on it. So I'll put the multi-placer back in. So 2 pens, 2 multi-placers. We have some pink wax, which is what you need to actually pick the drills up. You press the pen into the wax, but if you're new to diamond painting, you've never tried it before, remember there is a clear film on the pink wax which you have to peel back, and you press the pen in, twist it around just like cutting cookies, take it back, and you will see that you have a little dot of pink wax, and that is what you use to pick up the drills. So pink wax, 2 pens and a tray. The tray, you pour some, don't pour a lot in, pour some drills in, give it a little shake, and the drills will sit in these grooves. Hopefully they're the right way up, and then you can pick them up and place them. These trays have angled sides, which I really don't like, because when you are diamond painting, it's very easy to hit the tray by accident with your hand, and if you just even lightly touch the side, they flip. and your drills end up getting thrown out and usually end up stuck on the glue. I prefer trays that have a straight edge. It means that they aren't quite as unstable. They tend not to flip over as easily. So that's it. Final thing is the baggies. Some companies give these little bags that you can use to put drills in. I always count them just out of curiosity. Sometimes you get none. I think the fewest I've had is 6 and the most I had was something like 75, I can't remember, but it was a lot. So we'll see what we get here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 baggies to use as required, which also come in the big baggie if you want to use that as well. And we'll just put this to the side. Then we can have a look at the drills. So again, for anybody who's new to diamond painting, the drills are these little pieces that we put on the picture to actually build the picture up, and they normally come in either square or round. You do get other things like special drills, but we won't go into that. So basically it's normally square or round. So we'll have a look, and these, as you can see, are square. Now I did an unboxing of GemsFlow in the past because I was curious just to see what their kits were like, and I found that their bags are labelled like this, so no struggling to see which number you've got. And the other thing that I noticed last time was that the bags are large and they are resealable. So even though you've only got this amount of drills, you get a decent sized bag. So you can actually keep these bags and use them later for keeping drills in. Maybe just put a little label over that to hide the number, stop yourself getting confused. And I see that they actually underline them in case, I don't know why, I don't know why you would get confused with 41. It's not as if it looks like 14, but anyway, they underline it so you know you've got the thing right way up. The other clue is the resealable part is always at the top of the bag, so I don't know, maybe if it was 66 and you flipped it over it would look like 99, who knows. So these are the drills. As always, just checking to make sure that they are loose and they aren't clumping together. There's no oil in there. Sometimes you get oil from the machinery, it causes the drills to clump, but you can see these are absolutely fine. The other thing that I'm looking for is little burrs on the edges or tabs. I don't see any. They look good. The bases are nearly all flat. I can see some little dimples. I wouldn't worry about that. So I'll just have a quick skim through. As you can see, there are a lot of colours. It isn't all purple. Okay, I'm not going to take time. Drills are drills. They're just different colours, just having a quick look just to let you see. Excuse me. Hope you didn't have headphones on when I did that. So plenty of colour in this one, a lot more than I expected, to be honest. But they are all looking good, they're all loose, no clumping together. Just a quick check. Everything looks fine. So now we have a look at the key. So you normally get this, it's a sheet of A4 paper and it has a printout of the numbers, so that would be the numbers that's on the bag. So for example, this is number 3. Number 3 is DMC code 155. Now DMC codes are a standard code, so if you get a kit from other companies that use the DMC standard, the drills for 155 will be this colour. They do vary very slightly between batch numbers, a bit like wallpaper. If you buy rolls of wallpaper that are coloured, always make sure they come from the same batch number because they may be slightly different. It's the same with drills. So when you get a diamond painting, you may have spare drills of the same colour. It's better to use the ones you get with that kit because you know that they came from the same batch. So number 3 is 155 and there are 413 of them. You're not expected to count them. All you're looking for is the number of bags. So what you do is you go through this and you check that you've got all of the bags. Now this is just one of each, one bag of each colour. So all you're doing is checking that you have 1 to 41. We have 41 colours. So that's all you do. You just check, go through the numbers, tick them off, and it's okay. I've got one bag of everything. I've got them all. If you find that you're missing a bag, email the company and tell them I am missing bag number whatever it is, and it is DMC number whatever it is, and they will send it to you. I think all diamond painting companies will replace any missing drills. Some have a sort of warranty of 30 days, so you need to contact them within 30 days or they won't send anything for free. So it's a good idea when you get diamond paintings to just go through, check you have all of the drills that you should have, and then put it away. So that's it. You can see it says size 50 by 40, basic instructions again. The pink stuff, we call it wax in general, and people will call this pink wax. They call it sticky clay. There's slight differences in wording, but you can still figure out what they mean when you see the pink wax in the hand. So that is the sheet. Readable, all of the symbols are readable. Didn't have any problems reading that. Sometimes they can be a bit iffy, to say the least. So no problems with GemsFlow so far. I'll move these carefully and dump them on the floor. Have to be careful. I've got one spare. Have to be careful doing that because I don't want the bags to pop open. I don't want to be picking drills up off the floor. Okay, so that is it. Now we get down to the canvas and we have the key, very small print. The key down the side. So this is all your DMC codes and the symbols. I have to say, I think this is the smallest I've ever seen. So if you have problems reading small print, you may need a magnifying glass. But I would say if you don't have problems with your eyes, it is readable, but you would probably be better to use the key, simply because it's bigger. So that is the size, 50 by 40. It is double-sided adhesive, it isn't poured glue. Double-sided adhesive means the glue that is over the canvas that the drills stick to is a sheet of basically double-sided tape. So what we want to do to try and minimize these bumps that we've got is we peel back the cover. So if you get to the corner and carefully, now I can see the glue has actually lifted. I don't know if that's going to come across, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to press it down hard and then I'm going to rub my nail over it. What that does is provides a bit of friction, puts a bit of heat into the glue, makes it a bit softer, and the cover should come off easier. But the main thing here is when you do lift it up, make sure you're only lifting the cover and take your time. So we've got it this time. So if I tilt it, you can see the glue, and you can see the glue goes over the edge of the picture. That is normal. You want it to do that. So when you place drills down the sides, they are completely on the glue. You don't want it short. So that's fine. The way that I do it, just to make double sure, is when I fold the cover back, I touch it, and if my finger sticks to it, I know that it's the glue. So I put it down, press it down, do what I did, rub it, and then try again. Now, if I find that I'm trying it and trying it and trying it, and I feel as if I'm always picking up the glue, I would forget that. I would just press it down hard and leave it, and try another corner. So again, it's done the same thing here. I can feel it. The glue is actually on the cover. It's not on the canvas. So again, press it down hard, put it on the table, rub my nail, just creating a bit of friction there. Lift it up again. It's good if you have nails. And I've done it. So again, if you move it in the light, you can see the glue. No glue on here, so we know that's okay. So now we take up a corner. You only have this problem the very first time you do this. Once you've actually peeled it back, you won't have that problem again. So all we do is work it towards the middle. Just nice and slow, no rush. If you try and pull it quickly, you can tear the cover, which is a bit of a pain. So all I'm doing now is trying to get it sort of even and get a start on it. Hold the part that isn't glue, just put a finger there, and then peel it back. If need be, if it's a bit wide, do it a side at a time. And what we're doing is taking the tension off the canvas, because the canvas has been in that box and it tends to want to roll up again. I'll show you once I finish this part. So I don't know, take it halfway, just past halfway, just a guesstimate. So say, okay, that's about halfway, let it go back, and you can see the canvas sits flat. If I take it to the other side that hasn't been done, you can see the difference. You can see how it's actually trying to go back into the box shape. So that is the difference. These bumps are nothing really, it's just the cover that's looking bumpy. The canvas is actually ready to use once you do that, so you don't have to put it, you will see people saying put it under something heavy, books, put it under your mattress for a week or a few days. You really don't have to do that. So I've done one, and again same thing, and again I can feel this is the glue is wanting to come up. So again, just press down, use my nail. It really is worth taking your time to do this, because if you peel up that glue and it folds back on itself, you've basically ruined it. It's a bit like sellotape, you know, if you pull sellotape too long and then you tear it off and it flips around and sticks to itself and it just ends up a mess. That is what would happen with this, but this glue is much stickier than sellotape. So to save any problems, just take your time. So this time I just did that straight away because I think every corner is going to be the same. Again, just test, not sticky, and if you tilt it in the light you can see the glue is where it should be. So all I do now, again, is just work my way along, and as I said, if you try and do it too quickly or too hard, you'll start to tear the cover, which it does and doesn't matter, I suppose. If you're just going to be using this cover and cutting it as you go, when you start to get sort of wavy tears and things, it can be difficult to get it exactly lined up, so you've got some glue exposed and dust and pet hairs and things will tend to stick to it. You want to keep it as clean as possible, so that's why you try and keep it in one piece. If you use release paper, which is basically rectangles that you replace this with, and you place rectangles of paper, you don't need to worry too much if you rip at this because you're not going to be using it. So again, just peeling it back and just tension on it. When I get to halfway or where I pulled it back to from the opposite end, it goes loose, so you know you've went past the point, and that is taking the tension out of the canvas, and that is why it ends up flat. So I went past the middle, put it down, and you can see it's no longer trying to turn back into the box shape. So the final thing that I'll do, I don't really recommend it if you're going to be diamond painting, to take the whole cover off at one time, because it can be pretty hard to get it lined up again and get everything covered. But for the sake of the videos, I like to take the whole cover off to let people see the picture. We can check the quality of the print, we can look for air bubbles, because that is the biggest problem with double-sided adhesive, and that's why a lot of people prefer poured glue. Now I've taken the cover off, and what I'm doing is I'm putting it on a leather chair, that way it doesn't pick up any fibres and any hairs or anything like that. I made sure that the chair was clean, but I put the cover down the way it was on the picture, because if you put the cover on the wrong way around, it will stick to the glue. So you have to put the cover back with the same side down in the glue, or you're going to have problems. So now we're going to have a close look at the print quality and make sure that everything is readable. The other thing that I'm looking for is air bubbles. You can see everything's shiny and smooth. If you see any silver lines, I'm trying to see if there are any, and actually I don't think there are, which is good. But if you start to see sort of silver lines, that is just the light that we can see. We'll switch it off. So those aren't lines in the glue, and I can't see any air bubbles, so I do have other videos where you'll see plenty of air bubbles. If you look for one where I was unboxing a diamond painting from Wish, you'll see plenty of air bubbles. So no air bubbles, which is excellent. It isn't always like this, but you can see the print quality is good. The glue is going over the edges. You'll find it's not always even. This one's just the same as most. The border here is much bigger than it is this side, but the main thing is it goes over the picture. So I can't see any air bubbles at all. It would have been nice to have one just to let people see, people who are new, but it's good when you don't get any. They are fixable if you get air bubbles. It's just something that happens in the manufacturing process. Some air goes underneath the glue, the sheet gets stuck down and the air bubble is stuck. What to do is get a craft knife, and a very sharp craft knife, and just slice it. It lets the air out, the glue settles down and everything's fine. The wish one that I was talking about was very, very bad. I did that with the craft knife on all the air bubbles and it turned out absolutely fine. If you don't burst the air bubbles, what happens is when you press the drills down, it looks as if they're okay, but what happens is they start to pop back up again because the air is still underneath the glue and it has to go somewhere, so it starts to rise again. So when you finish your diamond painting, you'll start to see lines where the drills are just out from the rest. You start to see the way they shine is different from the rest of the picture, so they become obvious. So if you do see air bubbles or rivers, just slice through them, slice along them, and they'll be fine. You don't have to press very hard. You don't want to cut through the canvas. All you're doing is slicing the glue, and that's why you want a really sharp knife. The sharper the knife, the easier it will be, or the better it will be. If the knife is blunt, what will happen is you'll start to drag the glue, and again it will start to stick to itself and it will cause lumps, which you definitely don't want. So that's it. Again, I'll switch this overhead light off just so it's a bit clearer. So this is it. This is Lilac Bouquet in a blue vase from GemsFlow. So that was Lilac Bouquet in a blue vase from GemsFlow. After I recorded that part of the video, I realised there was something that I hadn't noticed, and I've never seen it before. And it is the fact that these bags have, I don't know if it'll show on camera, but they have a little hole that goes through. That actually is a good idea, because it means when you reseal your bags, you're not trapping air in the bag, which can be a problem if you have the bags in, say, a main bag and you accidentally press on it. If you have sealed air into the bag, it will pop the seal and your drills will pour out. So having this little hole lets the air escape. The hole is smaller than the drills, so you don't have to worry about drills coming through. I just think it's a good idea. I've never seen bags with holes in them before. Maybe other companies do it and I just haven't. I would have noticed, so no other company that I have tried so far has had holes in the bags. Resealable bags, I've said it before, I'll say it again. I wish all companies would use resealable bags. It makes it a lot easier for people who are new and don't have any kind of storage system. They can easily work from the bags, take some drills out, use them, put the spares back in the bag, just seal the bag again. It works very, very well. So that's the drills. The drills, as I said, are fine. No problems with them at all. The only thing that was a bit different was the key on the canvas. The print was very, very small. Normally I would recommend people to use the key on the canvas because it is clearer. In this case, probably not. If you have problems reading small print, I wouldn't look at that. I would use the sheet. You would be able to read this a lot easier than you would be able to read the canvas, which is a bit of a flip. Normally I say the opposite, but in this case, keep the key and use that. Anything else? The toolkit, or the goodie bag, whatever you want to call it. Basic stuff. 2 pens, wasn't really expecting 2. 2 multiplacers, which is a little bonus, may help. Probably not in this one because I think there are very few areas of the same colour in the areas that you can block fill. But handy things to have if you want to try them in future diamond paintings. And what else? The canvas itself is thin. You will get some companies saying our canvas is so thick and soft and luxurious, which is fine. Once your diamond painting is on the wall, nobody can see or feel how thick and luxurious your canvas is. The main thing is do the drill, stick to the glue, and do the stay there. That is the main thing. So the canvas, I would say, is thin. The glue looks fine. There's no air bubbles in it, so I don't see any problems with it. So that's it as far as the canvas is concerned. I don't think there's anything else really to cover. As I said, this is not mine, so I will not be doing this one. But I may do a video when it's finished and let people see the finished product. And as I said, this one will also be going back over to America, to my wife's parents. So she said that her mum's favourite flower is the lilac. Her dad's favourite flower just didn't come into it, and that's life. So that's it for today. If you enjoyed watching and you want to see more unbaggings, unboxings, comparisons, accessories, anything to do with diamond painting, please subscribe and hit the notification button. If you do that, you may catch me live on YouTube and you can drop in and have a bit of a chit chat. I'm always interested in meeting people from around the world. The thing is, we all have diamond painting in common, but we don't have to talk about diamond painting all the time. We can talk about pretty much anything. The main thing is that people have a bit of fun, maybe learn something. I'm originally from Scotland, as you can probably tell from the accent, but I now live in the capital city of Denmark, which is Copenhagen. And I like to talk about the differences between Scotland and Denmark, and some of the things in Copenhagen, the sights and the history, all that sort of thing. So if you fancy dropping in and having a bit of a chat about that, or telling me about where you're from and the history of your area, your country, whatever, I'm always interested. So that's it for today. Thanks for watching. In the meantime, take care, be safe, and wash your hands.